This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth to sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33, I'm just going to show a clip and a couple of articles that prove that not only the southern kingdom are being oppressed here in Babylon the Great, and the southern kingdom, or I'm talking about so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, all right, but also the northern kingdom, okay, which are the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans that dwell here in Babylon the Great, all right? They make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And so I'm going to focus mainly on Northern Kingdom, all right? How they're experiencing affliction, oppression, all right, on these farmlands, all right? Northern Kingdom is being abused, being mistreated. The wages are being kept from them, all right? They're living on top of each other, all right, in filthy environments, okay? And they're not here illegally. Let's get that straight. They have visas, and this is how they're being treated, all right? And, you know, Esau takes advantage, all right, of Northern Kingdom because of language barrier, all right, and because of particular visas where, and I'll get into it, I'll bring out the article where certain visas that are granted, all right, to what they call migrant workers, which are these, a lot of them are Northern Kingdom, they don't have a choice to where they work at, all right? They don't have a choice, they don't have a say. Not like you proud-ass Americans that have a choice to where you want to work at. Oh, I don't want to work here anymore, it's too hard for me. I'm just going to quit, all right, and collect unemployment benefits. Not Northern Kingdom, all right? Northern Kingdom doesn't have that option, all right? If they refuse to work, they're sent back back to their country. If they don't like the working conditions, all right, they get sent back to their country. They don't have no options. So just for you proud-ass Americans that complain about your job, all right, at least you can choose where you want to work at, okay? You have a choice. They don't. So let me play this video, and I'm going to go in some articles. But yeah, it just goes to show you that the tribes are being oppressed here in Babylon the Great. But they're being technically forced labor, all right, due to certain circumstances. And, yeah, this is modern-day slavery. And, yep, you Edomites, you so-called white people, you're going to be judged. You're going into slavery. It's a fact. And I'll bring those scriptures out. But let's play this video. And then go into certain more articles, because I want to play this video right here.
It was just this past Tuesday, a group of workers gathered to confront Ron Gibson about multiple paychecks they say they're owed. One of them taking this video. He says, I've got to pay rent, got to pay the bills, my family has to eat, I also have to eat. There's a bit of back and forth, but at one point Gibson seems to become irritated with one of the workers. You just run your mouth? You just speak because you're speaking like a tonto, a dummy? But as a worker apparently pipes up again, this happens.
There you go. He just hits him, okay? Smacks, all right, a employee because that, all right, he has a work visa. And this Edomite didn't give a damn. He just smacked this Northern Kingdom in the face, backhand him, all right? Are you Americans getting smacked in the face, backhanded? Oh, where I work at, oh, it's so tough, it's so tiring. All right? You Americans live high on a high horse. Okay? When I watch these videos and various other videos, I humble down. Because I'm like, wow. All right? I'm not going through this type of abuse. Okay? That goes for a lot of you Jakes too that know that you're Israelites born here in America. All right? You have it very easy than a lot of these Jakes coming across the border. Very easy. Okay? You don't experience what they're experiencing. You want me to play this again? No, we'll play it again. So you can see. Getting smacked.
It was just this past Tuesday, a group of workers gathered to confront Ron Gibson about multiple paychecks they say they're owed, one of them taking this video. He said, I've got to pay rent, got to pay the bills, my family has to eat.
Right, his wages are being withheld. Okay? That's what the argument was about. They weren't getting paid for the work that they were putting in. Out in the hot ass sun. And you Americans don't want to work out there. You don't want to work out in the hot ass sun. Okay? You have it very easy, you proud ass Americans. But that's why the Lord's going to destroy this place. That's why the Lord's going to destroy this place. All right? Because you're proud and you're arrogant and you don't know what's really going on. All right? In the country that you live in.
To eat. There's a bit of back and forth, but at one point, Gibson seems to become irritated with one of the workers. You just run your mouth? You just speak because you're speaking like a tonto, a dummy? But as a worker apparently pipes up again, this happens.
Boom. Smacks him. Now, you know he's done this before. All right? You know he's hit his employees on his farmland before because he did that, all right, without a hesitation, without a flinch. So you know he's abused other, okay, workers, mainly Jake, okay? Now this farmer, you know what, let me get Amos chapter 1 verse 11. Because you Edomites, you so-called white people, you're going to be judged for abusing the children of Israel, for harming them to this very day. This is why you don't want to talk to us. You don't want your news media, all right, to talk to us because this is the stuff we will bring out, all right? Especially here at Great Millstone because we're going to give it to y'all raw and uncut, all right? The Lord has blessed us to have a, when it comes to dealing with you scoffers and you wicked Americans, the Lord has blessed us, all right, when you come up against us to hit you where it hurts with the scriptures, all right? That's why you mainstream media clowns, CNN and Fox, you don't want to deal with us, all right? Because we bring out the facts. We don't bullshit here. Amos chapter 1 verse 11, thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, right? And this is going back to ancient Babylon, all right? Because nothing has changed, all right? You Edomites have always been oppressing us, all right? Hell, even go further back to even beyond past Babylon when we left Egypt, the Amalekites, all right? This is why the Lord said he will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, okay? And Amalek is a descendant of Edom. And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever, right? And that's an example, keeping his wrath forever. These are not, okay, this is not the 1900s, it's not the 1800s, this is the year 2023, okay? And these Edomites are still abusing the children of Israel. Still, all right, having hatred towards our people. 12, but I will send a fire upon Timon, which shall devour the palaces of Basra. Right, and that's why we say America's going to be destroyed by fire. I mean, these are the reasons why. All right, you're smacking, okay, a prince of the power. Yeah, that's what does Israel mean? Yashar Allah, he prince power. You're smacking the prince of God, okay, one of the princes of the Most High power, okay. Now this Jake right here may not know it, all right, but we hear the prophets, we understand who the children of Israel are. You're hitting God's children, all right? God's chosen people. You're going to pay, Mr. So-called white man. You're going to pay, your women are going to pay, your children are going to pay. It's a fact. All right? You are the biblical Edomites. And again, destruction is coming to America. And those that survive, that are not living here in America, those have been deemed, all right, to be salvaged, because that's what the Lord is basically doing, salvage you Edomites. You're going to be going right into slavery. So this is the report on this. It says dispute between a Utah farmer and farm workers triggers probe into fraud, right, holding back people's money, and human trafficking, right, because when you get into this article, all right, this farmer right here, all right, this is not his first time doing things to these migrants, all right, and because of their situation, they're being held on these farmlands, all right, for a long period of time, all right. But I'm going to get to a point here. It says, yeah, in general, farm workers experience more wage theft and substandard housing conditions than most workers. And those with fragile immigration status are most susceptible to physical violence and retaliation, right? Okay? According to Elizabeth Stratzer, the director of strategic campaigns at the United Farm Workers. Right, because let's get this article. There's a lot we don't know about farm workers' deaths, right? Farm workers are dying from heat exhaustion because of the farm owners' lack of empathy, okay? And because right here, it says because of their visa status, they're treated differently than the average American employee. When migrant workers are recruited into the Department of Labor H-2A, temporary agriculture workers visas program that enables American employers to bring them to the U.S. See, this is where they're trafficked, all right? This is the human trafficking part. To labor in fields nationwide, they have little control over where they work or the kind of work they will do, right? Not like you proud-ass Americans. Oh, I'm tired of my job. It's too hard. Oh, I hate where I work at. You don't, hey, but you have a choice to leave. They don't. You Americans are going to be judged, man. Proud ass Americans. All right? So that's the reason why they're having a problem. All right? In terms of getting out of this situation. All right? This is human trafficking. All right? This is oppression. Hey, the scripture, all right, is on point when the scriptures say in Jeremiah 15:33, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel, the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. Took them captives. They refused to let them go, right? See what it is, these farmers, what they do is they tell the federal government, like, hey, we need farm workers, all right? These fat ass Americans don't want to work on the farmlands. So naturally, what does the federal government do? They get migrants to come in, all right, to work the farmlands for a certain amount of months. But then these farmers, they take advantage of it, all right? Sometimes they'll take their visas from them, all right? They'll extend their work even longer. They'll make them work long hours, and they don't have a choice to where they work at, and they know this, all right? They live in this article right here. It says they lived on top of each other. It was like the sewer system wasn't working. Where is it at? It was at the top. Yeah, here it is. In general, farm workers experience more wage theft and substandard housing conditions than most workers. Right. So, they were living in substandard housing conditions. But I believe in here that talks about their they were living in 14 men were living in one home and under one housing. 14 men. Yep, here it is. In speaking to KSL last week, the farm workers said they were living there with the smell of feces and urine from an apparent overflowing septic tank. Yep. Burns said the housing unit where these farmers lived had just been remodeled and passed inspection before the workers moved in to work this year's harvest. All right, so this clearly, they're bullshitting, because why would it smell like feces and urine? Okay? But Esau always lies. That's the point. This is the devil we're talking about. And I believe another article talks about 14, maybe in this one. Yeah, this is one of these articles. But yeah, see, video of farmer slapping migrant worker leads to, you missed the same thing. Yeah, human trafficking. Yup. This is a farm in Utah. But yeah, I saw one article. It says 14. There was 14 living under one roof. 14 men, grown men. All right. But yeah, this is the reason why the Lord, if you go to cross references, okay, Jeremiah 51:35, the violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldee, shall Jerusalem say. 36, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. Right, and the Lord's going to bring a heavy famine to America, all right, for afflicting the Lord's people. You fat ass Americans, you're gonna go on a fast weight program. Okay, you love to eat your food. That's another thing. The food that you get from the supermarkets, all right, most of them come from these migrant workers living in poor conditions and being abused. Okay. Now let me read you the NLT version of Jeremiah 51, and 35. It says, "Make Babylon suffer as she made us suffer, say the people of Zion. Make the people of Babylonia pay for spilling our blood, says Jerusalem." You see? Okay. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 5. "Sit down silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms." Right? It's talking about America, Babylon the Great. 6. "I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy." And this is a proof. Smacking them, okay, abusing them, withholding their wages, making them live in, okay, filthy conditions. All right. Human trafficking, okay. Taking advantage because of a language barrier. All right. Oh, in this article right here, you have detainees speaking out about the migrant jail in Georgia. All right. They're being treated worse than actual prisoners in America, according to this article. You can read it. I'll keep it up. All right. And it had to take a so-called what was this? A Cambodian. All right. So an Asian. all right, to speak up. And because he was like, yo, I've been living in this country, all right, for 2 decades. All right, I've been constantly renewing my green visa. All right, and they still arrested him, and he's still wondering why they arrested him when he's been constantly renewing his green visa to work in the States. All right, so these are not just people coming in here illegally. These are people that are actually law-abiding citizens doing the right thing, okay, getting their green visas and still being arrested from ICE, still being mistreated and abused, and they have visas. So how much more the illegal migrants come into this country with no visas? So yeah, again, no mercy. And this is talking about the children of Israel. They're experiencing this, all right? Because nobody gives a damn about our people, all right? I had to take a heathen to speak up, all right, about him catching hell so that people can look and see. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. 7. And thou didst, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, meaning the mind, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Right. And this is these proud ass Americans just going out, partying, bullshitting, eating whatever the hell they want, all right, at these restaurants, all right. Meanwhile, Jake is busting their ass at these restaurants, okay, physically exhausted, all right, or on the farmlands, okay, being mistreated and abused, all right. And you didn't lay it to heart that you were mistreating the Lord's chosen people. And that's why the Lord is going to judge America, Babylon the Great. 8. Therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures, right? Always eating. That's a pleasure. That glutton. Always eating. Okay? Oh, let's go out to eat. Let's do this. Let's go out, all right? And try new foods. That dwelleth carelessly, right? Oh, and then after that, let's go drink and party. Okay? Or let's go watch a movie. Or let's go watch Jake, all right, make music, you know, because that's who's doing the entertaining. Jake. That saith in the heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. 9. But these 2 things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. Right. So, you know, you're going to bereave your children. Your children are going to catch judgment. All right. This is for harming the children of Israel. 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Right, and this is the fact. This is pride. None seeth me. Even though they're making articles and reports on this, like, yo, the migrant farmers that are here illegally with visas are being abused, mistreated. Their wages are being kept for them. All right? There's human trafficking going on. And in America, you're the largest consumer of it. And you act like, no, you act like, okay, none of this is going to change. Like, everything is going to be as normal. Like, it's going to day to day, you know? But no, the Lord sees all. And he's coming to judge this place. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Yep, that's pride. 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Right. And that's what we're waiting on, the RFID chip, the microchip. And after that, hey, that nuclear missile is coming when you clowns least expect it. You think it's all sweet, you got your little chip, you're still able to consume your fat ass mouths. Yeah, you know, eat and eat. Okay. All right, but guess what? That nuke's coming. That 1 hour, the Lord's going to rock this place. All right, light you clowns up. Okay, once and for all, get rid of you, because the Lord is sick of you niggas, man. You are. All right, you Americans are the real niggas walking around on this earth. Okay. And you 2/3 that want to sit here and be cool with this shit and be down with this shit, you're going to get it too. Because you're niggas too. All right, with that, one more. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. 10. He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. Right, this is captivity still to this very day. All right, you got to pay for what your forefathers did, and you got to pay now. This is human trafficking. This is slavery. Okay? All right? He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. Yep. Okay? Patience and faith of the saints. The saints are the Israelites. And that's what we're waiting on, for the Lord to judge these heathens. All right? And they go into slavery. All right? And we're on top. So that this doesn't happen. All right? This is sickening. All right? This right here. Okay? This right here is sickening. Okay? And that's why the Lord's going to judge America. And with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Mokakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door. Keep the faith. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles and elders. As you can see, we're almost out of here. The Lord's going to judge these devils. But if you sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray to cover Shalom, and you already know. Shalom.